Welcome to the Listening Mastery Podcast. Today we're diving deep into a topic that's crucial for anyone learning English: how to introduce yourself confidently. Whether you're just starting your language journey or you're already at an intermediate level, the ability to introduce yourself clearly and effectively is a fundamental skill for many situations, from job interviews to casual conversations. And joining us today is Ahmed, who's going to share his insights on this topic. Ahmed, it's great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be part of this conversation.
So let's start with the basics. What are the key elements that should be included in a self-introduction in English? And what really makes an introduction memorable?
That's a great question. Beyond the obvious like your name, nationality, profession, and hobbies, there are other elements that can make your introduction more engaging. First, the purpose of your introduction is crucial. Are you aiming to make a great first impression in a job interview? Or are you simply looking to start a casual conversation with someone new? Each goal requires a slightly different approach. Second, the language you use plays a significant role. Keep it simple and clear, and avoid using complex terms that might confuse others. You can also add a few adjectives to describe your personality, but make sure they're genuine and relevant to the situation. And finally, your delivery is key. Is your voice confident? Is your eye contact steady? Do you use positive body language? All of these factors contribute to making a lasting impression.
And what's the best way to start this introduction? And is it appropriate to mention one's age in all situations?
Well, you can begin with the phrases you mentioned like, "Hello, my name is," or "Hi, I'm." Then you can add basic information like your nationality and profession. As for age, mentioning it depends on a few factors. Social context. In formal settings like job interviews, it's often unnecessary to mention your age. The focus should be on your qualifications and experience. Relationship with the other person. If you're speaking to someone around your age, mentioning your age might create a common bond. However, if there's a significant age difference, it might be better to avoid mentioning it. Culture. Customs regarding mentioning age vary from culture to culture. In some cultures, it's considered personal and is best avoided. If you decide to mention your age, you can simply add a sentence like, "I'm 30 years old. I'm in my late 20s. I'm still a student, only 20 years old." There are more creative ways to mention your age, such as linking age to a hobby or experience. "I've been playing the guitar since I was 12. Using a figurative expression, "I'm young at heart." Generally, the purpose of mentioning your age is to add a personal touch to your introduction, but it should be done in a way that's appropriate for the situation and the person you're speaking to. An example of an introduction that includes age. "Hi, I'm Maria. I'm a 25-year-old marketing manager from Spain. I've been working in the digital marketing field for the past 3 years, and I'm passionate about helping businesses grow online." In this example, the age is mentioned naturally and is linked to the professional experience. Additional tip: you can replace "old" with other phrases like "years of age" or "age" for a more formal tone, especially in formal settings.
How can we build confidence when introducing ourselves in English? And what if we feel nervous or shy?
Building confidence when speaking English, especially when introducing yourself, requires a combination of practice and a positive mindset. Imagine you're an actor playing a role, the role of a confident person who speaks English fluently. Here are some practical tips. Start with a strong foundation. Make sure you know the basic phrases for self-introduction, like your name, nationality, profession, and hobbies. The more solid these basics are in your mind, the less likely you'll feel confused. Practice daily. Dedicate some time each day to speaking English, even if it's just in front of a mirror. You can record yourself and then listen back to identify your strengths and weaknesses. Focus on content, not perfection. Don't worry about making mistakes. The most important thing is to get your message across clearly. With practice, mistakes will naturally decrease.
What are some useful phrases that intermediate learners can use to introduce themselves in more detail and add a personal touch?
Absolutely, intermediate learners can use a wide range of phrases to make their introductions more engaging. Here are a few examples. To talk about studies and work. I'm currently pursuing a degree in field of study at university name. I work as a profession at company name, where I'm responsible for responsibilities. I've been working in the industry for years. To talk about interests and hobbies. In my free time, I enjoy hobby 1 and hobby 2. I'm passionate about topic. I'm a big fan of artist or team. Here are a few additional tips. Use descriptive language. Instead of saying, I like to read, you could say, I'm an avid reader of science fiction novels. Instead of saying, I like to travel, you could say something like, I'm an adventurous soul who thrives on exploring new cultures and hidden corners of the world. Last year, I backpacked through Southeast Asia, and it was an unforgettable experience. This approach not only mentions your hobby but also uses adjectives like adventurous and unforgettable to paint a more vivid picture. Plus, it adds a personal anecdote that makes the introduction more engaging. Here's another option. Instead of saying, I'm interested in technology, you could say, I'm a tech enthusiast fascinated by the way technology is constantly evolving. I'm particularly interested in artificial intelligence and its potential to impact our future. Show your personality, share a unique fact about yourself or a fun anecdote to make your introduction memorable. Practice with a friend or language partner. Role-playing can help you feel more comfortable in real-life situations. Remember, the key to a great self-introduction is to be authentic and confident. The more you practice, the easier it will become.
How can we add a personal touch to our introduction?
You can add some details about your personality or values. For example, I'm a very outgoing person who loves meeting new people, or I'm passionate about environmental conservation. To talk about future goals. My goal is to future goal. I'm hoping to future hope. In the future, I'd like to future desire. Additionally, use transition words to connect your ideas. For example, in addition to that. Furthermore. For a more personal touch, share a brief story or interesting experience. One of my most memorable experiences was when. I'll never forget the time when. Example of a detailed introduction. Hi, I'm Ahmed. I'm a software engineer at Google, where I work on developing new applications. I've been in the tech industry for 5 years. In my free time, I enjoy playing the guitar and hiking. I'm really passionate about artificial intelligence and I hope to contribute to its development in the future.
That's fantastic. These are really helpful phrases for beginners and intermediate learners. But what if we encounter more challenging questions like, where are you from? Or what do you do for fun? How can we answer them in a creative and interesting way?
Those are very common questions in any conversation, and they're a great opportunity to add a personal touch to your introduction. Here are a few ideas. For the question, where are you from, instead of just stating your country, you can add details about your city or town, or something unique about your culture. For example, you could say, I'm from Cairo, Egypt. It's a bustling city with a rich history, and I love exploring its ancient monuments. For the question, what do you do for fun, don't just list your hobbies, try to explain why you love them and how they contribute to your life. For example, you could say, I love hiking because it allows me to escape the hustle and bustle of city life and connect with nature. For the question, what are your goals for the future, be specific about your goals and try to connect them to your passions or skills. For example, you could say, my goal is to become a successful software developer and create innovative solutions that can make a positive impact on the world.
That's a great idea. But what if we don't understand a question? How can we politely ask for clarification?
It's okay not to understand everything. It's natural to come across new words or phrases. You can simply ask for clarification politely. For example, you could say, "Could you please rephrase that? I'm sorry, I don't quite understand. Could you explain that again? I'm not familiar with that term. Could you please elaborate?"
And how can intermediate learners develop their self-introductions?
Intermediate learners can add more details to their self-introductions, such as mentioning experiences. Don't just mention your job or studies, try to mention some achievements or projects you've completed. For example, you could say, "I work in a software company, and I developed a successful application," or "I'm studying engineering, and I participated in a robot building project." Expressing opinions. Sharing your opinion on a particular topic makes you appear more confident and can pique the listener's interest. For example, you could say, "I believe in the importance of lifelong learning," or "I think technology will change the world dramatically." Using real-life examples. Try to support your statements with real-life examples. For example, instead of saying, "I love traveling," you could say, "I love traveling and I've visited many Arab countries, and what I liked most about Morocco was."
How can we adjust our introduction to suit different situations? For example, in a job interview, we need to focus on our skills and experience.
That's right. In a job interview, you can start by mentioning your academic qualifications or professional experience relevant to the job you're applying for. For example, "I have a bachelor's degree in computer science and 3 years of experience in software development."
What about social situations?
In social situations, you can focus on your hobbies and shared interests with the other person. For example, "I enjoy hiking and trying new cuisines. What about you?"
Your question about how to adjust a self-introduction based on the situation is an excellent one. As you know, social situations vary, and therefore the way we present ourselves should change to suit each situation. Let's delve deeper into this topic.
Definitely, adjusting our introduction based on the situation is a very important skill. Imagine you're in a job interview, you'll focus on your professional skills and experience, but if you're at a party, you'll focus on your shared hobbies with others.
Exactly. Let's start by defining the different goals of self-introductions. What are some common goals we might want to achieve when introducing ourselves?
Our goals can vary. Let's take a practical example. Imagine you're at a tech conference. How would you introduce yourself? You would start by saying, "Hello everyone, my name is Ahmad. I'm a software engineer at Apple. I specialize in artificial intelligence. I'm really passionate about developing innovative AI solutions, and I'm here today to learn more about the latest advancements in natural language processing." Then I could add a brief story about a project I've worked on, such as, "Recently, I led a team that developed a new AI-powered customer service chatbot, and it was incredibly rewarding to see it improve user satisfaction."
Excellent example. What if you were at a friend's birthday party?
I would say something like, "Hi, I'm Ahmad. I'm a friend of Serena. I've known Serena since 2017. I'm so glad I could make it to her birthday party." Then I could share a funny memory or a nice story about our friendship.
Excellent. Let's change the scenario a bit. What if you were in a job interview? How would you adjust your introduction?
In a job interview, I would be more formal. I would say, "Good morning, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Ali, and I hold a master's degree in business administration from Cairo University. I have 3 years of experience in digital marketing, and I successfully increased sales by 20% for my previous company within the past year. I'm very excited about this opportunity because I see a clear vision for the future of this company."
I hope this conversation has inspired you to improve your English skills. Remember, the more confident you are, the more proficient you will become in communicating in English.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to be here and share my knowledge with the listeners.